All right, I'm Mia. I am 36. We've been together we met on September 21st, 2014. So I guess it's been 9 years, almost 9 years, about 8.5 years.
My name is Craig. I'm 40. Same story. We met September 21st, 2014. Everything happened so fast on that day when we met. I wasn't even gonna stop at the party. Her cousin is my cousin. They married, so I went to the party. I met her. They introduced me to her, and we've been talking ever since.
Literally every day, minus 3 days, like the first month, right?
Yeah, the first month.
Then we talk every day since then. It was pretty easy at first.
My name is Tanisha, and I will be 43 in 2 weeks.
I'm Luther. I'm 45, and my birthday is in June. And we met. We used to work together, like 2018. Situations at the time was different. Then I was single, and that's how we got together. I slid in her DMs.
Bridget Cleves Falconer. I am 53 years old. I have known Rick for 35 years, and then we got married at 20. It's going to be 22.
Lord, you don't know when we were married. Oh my
22
God!
years this year.
You sure?
It's been rough though, but 22.
Sure?
Yeah, 22 years. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
22 when?
October 28th.
You sure?
Shut up.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. My name is Ricardo Falconer. I am 50. What am I?
56.
Yeah, I'm old.
57 this
I'm
year.
old. I met my wife at work. She was wearing these yellow pants.
That's so scary. That's so scary.
I remember the yellow pants, and I was like, ooh, yeah, I'm gonna get that.
Yeah,
that's how we met.
That's how we met. I was on the production line, and I would say...
You didn't see me.
No, yes, I did.
No, you did.
Yes, I did. I saw this yellow guy, which I was not into yellow guys because,
yellow.
He was a little bit too bright for me. But he went past the room, and I was like, ew. And that's how it started.
It didn't start there.
It did so.
No, we didn't start until 2 years later.
I know 2 years later, but still, I saw you.
I'm Dave, I'm 36.
I'm Anita, I'm 34. I thought you were just going to do the whole
All right. We've been together, it'll be 10 years, April the 24th. And it'll be 2 years married, April the 18th.
And then Picker Senior. I am 37 years old. I've been married for 10 years in May to my beautiful wife, 𝐿 Picker. We met about 12 years ago in the club. Yep, making love in the club.
What?
And we're from there to here. So, you never know where you're going to find the one. I found it in the club. Had no idea. Shoot your shot. That's all I'm going to say. Shoot your shot.
All right. So I'm 𝐿 Picker, and I'm 37. And actually we did definitely meet in the club. But we were introduced through a mutual friend of ours. And yeah, we've been together ever since then.
Okay, I'm Rhonda. And we been together a total of 20 years and married 15.
14.
It'll be 15 in April.
I'm Yarnell. Yes, everything that Rhonda said is right.
I was by myself for a long time. I didn't want to date nobody. I was on my whole men ain't ish.
So my girlfriend decided, David was friends with her boyfriend at the time, and she was like, hey, I gave your number to this guy, his name David. He got his own house, his own car, and he got all his teeth. I don't know why she said all his teeth. I've never dated nobody missing teeth. And I remember being at the playground with my kids, and I got a text message from him like, hey, what you say here? Hey, my name is David. I hope your day is going well.
Yeah, I know.
Then after that, we started like texting, talking. We was on FaceTime all the time. Oh, you see my picture on Instagram too.
Yeah, she showed
You
me
seen a
the
picture of me on Instagram. So we went to wing night. That was our first date, and David wanted to come pick me up, and I was like, no, he might be weird. I don't want him to know where I live at. And then after that, it's just been, here we are.
With her, she was different than I'm was normally coming across. She she could hold a conversation, and it was interesting. She made me laugh. She wasn't like any other chick that I came across that was just like in the bar or just in the club, just partying and just here and there and don't know what they want to do in life. When I met her, she actually had a plan and knew what she wanted to do out of life, and that kind of like had me attracted to her. Like, wow, like I'm gonna give this one a shot. And then I found out her mean side, and then I was like, oh man.
Well, for me, I wasn't planning on meeting anyone when I met Craig. I was fresh off of a long-term thing that wasn't so great. But I think, that night that I met him, it was just kind of, I wasn't expecting for it to go anywhere, so it was like, I'm rolling off these questions. I had been drinking a little bit. So, I'm just asking my normal questions. I probably felt a little aggressive to him, but, he was answering me, it was, how they call it, it was a vibe, right? So it was like good conversation. It was fun. And then it kind of just lingered, but Craig was easy to get along with. Initially when I met him, it was easy, and coming from a relationship where it was difficult and it was hard and I was having to try very hard to get, very little out of it. It was like, wow, this person's really into me. He really likes me. Like, oh, okay, I see that you called the next day and the day after that. Oh, and I was able to find you. Oh, I didn't have to look for you. It was that kind of thing. I was like, oh, wow, that's so decent. Because for so long I had experience where, it was the same person, but just, always like spacey and trying to figure out where things are and being a little younger. So I think maturity played a part in it. I was able to easily identify who I am and what I'm willing to tolerate, but I didn't really have to lay down any hard laws with Craig because I felt like he already knew how to treat me. So he was always like kind to me. He was nice, easy to get along with, and we always had a good time. So I felt like you were hanging out with a friend, or like, even if it was like a girlfriend, I'm not calling you a girl, babe, but like, so if you're like hanging out with a girlfriend and you just tell them about everything, like, child, let me tell you, you go on to tell them all these things. And it was like, oh, okay. So it was so easy. And I feel like I didn't know, I always kept waiting for like, I wonder when it's going to turn, because this is what I was used to. But it didn't turn. It kind of stayed the same. It was pretty consistent for quite a while.
One of my stops in high school was Roxborough High School, where she went to. And I remember seeing this short, light-skinned girl with DKNY tights on, sitting at this lunchroom table. I was like, damn, she's fine. But that's all I remember. And years later, on the middle of the week, sometime in April 2003, we were in
It was May.
It was May? I'm sorry, see, she's better with that. We were, I was with some of my friends, and she was with some of her cousins and friends at Lou and Shoes in the middle of the week in 2003. And I was walking through, and we caught eyes at the same time. And I saw a guy say something to her, and she kind of like brushed him off. And we looked back at each other again. And then I walked up to her and I asked her, I said, how many guys have offered to buy you and your girlfriend drinks for the rest of the night? And she stopped, she looked at me up and down, she said, nobody. And she said, well, come on. She started getting all her girlfriends sitting up. And I bought all of them drinks. I think I was buying them drinks for the rest of the night. I think my bill was almost like $250 or something. buy drinks. But the great thing about that night is that we stood there and we talked. We felt like we were the only people at the bar that night, and we just talked about everything. And when we got outside, when the bar let out, I'm not gonna lie, I stalked her. And I tried to get her phone number, and I got her phone number. And she said, "Did you spell my name right?" And she is a common name around there. And when she said that, it clicked in my head, is obviously it's spelled differently.
Oh, that's how you figured it out.
Yeah, I said it's not R-H, I said it's R-O-N-D-A. I said it's R-O-N-D-A, I'm sorry. It's R-O-N-D-A. So that impressed her, that I was able to get her name spelled right. And then from there, we just started dating.
My parents got divorced when I was 8 years old. So my family structure is a lot different from his parents were married for years. 40, right?
39.
39, okay. So I didn't necessarily grow up in a household with two parents. The majority of my childhood. But both of my parents were definitely involved in my upbringing. So that would be the difference.
Like my mother and my father been together since they was 13. So they still together. It's not the best relationship, but they still together. So, you know, a 2-parent household, that's like really all I know.
It was a mom and my stepfather was there. I still think there were some things that were missed along the way in terms of showing me how to be like a good father, or a great father. Not that, you know, I didn't have a father there in the house and have a father on the outside, but I know I sometimes fell short with prioritizing and making the kids important or things like that, or spending time, because in my mind, all I see as a father is you work, you provide, you make sure the kids eat, you make sure they got somewhere to live, make sure they got clothes on their back. The spending time part was like a gray area for me. Not that I didn't spend time with my stepfather or my father, but it was a harder adjustment because I'm like, well, I know that fathers work, dads work, and they work, and they make sure that their kids are okay, their spouse or significant other is okay, and that's just what you do. And that's just what I seen kind of growing up. Her love language is, we just talked about it the other day. I think number 1 would be, I believe you said quality time. 2 would be, what is it? Oh man, I know physical, words of affirmation, and then physical touch. So, and I know that mine is acts of service, is how I show love. And it's how I want love shown to me. And I think sometimes it's hard for me because I feel like I project my love language onto her. Like, if I do this, or if I do that, or if I do this, then I'm showing you that I love you. I don't have to say it all the time for you to know it, but I know that her hearing it and the quality time piece, which is another thing, is how she knows that I love her, or knows that I'm there, or knows that I'm present. So I do struggle with projecting my love language onto hers, and also receiving her love language and when she's giving it to me. Because mine is acts of service, but sometimes she gives her love language to me, like quality time and all that stuff, when trying to receive that, even though I know that that's not, like, I don't need those things to know that you love me, but just being open to receiving those things, because I know that, you know, acts of service sometimes, it isn't always that easy to do for me, like, or in general, but it's hard to show sometimes.
Like, I'll say I want romance, and he'll be like, I'll wash the dishes. Well, I don't care. Fuck, you live here too. Like,
yeah, her love language could be quality time. Like, she does like quality time. We might don't be affectionate, but you like to be around one another. Her love, like, if I just how I know that her love language. If I get in the shower and I just be like, I'm tired, I want to go to bed, she would like get like an attitude because we don't
I didn't get to watch no show.
We ain't watch no show. So I come back out here, and I know that bothers her when we don't, have our time to ourselves.
And
quality time is huge with her. Huge. I hate to sound like a brute, but quality time, listen, if I order some food and we in the crib, I'm home. And she's like, no, I want to be cute sometimes. I want to, she said, I want us to go out and just get away from these kids. And I'm getting better. But I'm not there, but I'm getting better.
I think my love language is acts of service. I'm a toucher, but it depends. What is it called?
She's a toucher.
I like to do stuff that show him that he's appreciated, whether it's cooking or something random or buying a gift or organizing something or just making stuff smell good. Myself or himself or the house or this cat. You a toucher, not a quality person? You like to touch people?
I like to touch you.
Well,
for the questions. Physical touch. That.
That's my love language.
Mm-hmm. That's what you want.
What about that?
Words of affirmation and physical touch.
Language is affection and touch. He is he likes, I'm not trying to be smart, but he likes a lot of mushy, sit on the couch, you got something that's touching, or sit next to you, or give you a kiss a lot in a day, or always want to give you a hug. And I just be like, oh God, sometimes I'll be like, ooh, child, go ahead now. That's enough. I done gave you a kiss already a couple times since you've been home. Go ahead. But also, it's like when we had a rough patch, he's like, oh, you don't even touch me. You don't give me a kiss. I'm like, who cares? It doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter. Right. But it doesn't, I don't want to say that doesn't matter to me because I would be lying. It's part of being a human, but it's not something that I'm like, oh, let me just sit here and just, let me just touch him.
No, you act like I'm just
I don't need
sensitive,
to do that.
teddy bear or something. I don't need to be kissed all day, but I do show my affection. I'm not just gonna walk past you. So when I walk past you, I always smack your butt, right? Right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, you do.
And then
I don't know why you need to do that.
But it's fine. But look, here's the thing though, right? So when I come over here, I know I ain't see you all day, right? I'm like, give me a kiss. You're like, no, baby, not right now. I ain't see you in 13, 14 hours.
Child, I went to work, came home, got kids.
Regardless.
Walk the dogs. I done did all kinds of stuff.
I do the same thing though.
No,
but here's the thing.
Not on the days when you have to work. Well, we're not gonna argue about love languages. That's what he like, and that's okay, And then sometimes I have to remind myself, okay, fine, let him sit real close to you on the couch and watch this movie.
Yeah, so I'm none of them. But I love you.
I know, as his wife, I know what he enjoys. When I come in from work and he's sitting at the computer, can you make me some coffee?
Oh yes, listen.
When I go to Wawa, I get his favorite little candy bar and I go, oh, give me that makes him little stuff like that. So,
all right. Yeah. So because we are some coffee drinkers. Listen, we are some coffee drinkers, and we bought an espresso machine. She's got so good with the froth and oh my God. I do. And when I'm sitting there and I haven't ordered Starbucks, so I didn't go get one.
Well, you haven't answered.
Yeah, because she comes in and she's like, yo, I'm about to get on the espresso machine.
So acts of service.
Okay, so yeah, acts of service.
Her love language is all of the above. She wants it all. She wants the gifts. She wants the physical touch. She wants the affirmations. She wants it all. But the key is figuring out which one she wanted at the time. Because it'll be times where I try to get the physical touch. She don't want it that day, but she wanted the gift. I give the gift. She wants the physical touch. She wants them all.
No.
I try to give them all. I try.
Lies.
It's not lies. This is true. You do. You like physical touch.
But what's the one that we've been saying over and over and over again?
We're going out. Vacation. What?
But what is that? Quality time.
Quality time. That's a part of it. That's why I said all of the above. That's just one of them, but that's the one that sticks out the most. Yes, she wants quality time. And her definition of quality time is going to the moon with just me and her. That's her quality time, which I'm working on. Yes.
Going to the moon.
And I am doing better with that. She can admit I'm trying, and I still ain't getting A's on the test. I'm up to a C, but I'm trying. I'm trying.
When 48 came, when I turned 48, it did something to my body. Menopause did something to my body that I don't know if it's him.
It ain't me. It ain't me. Don't use your little hot flashes on my ass.
But
it ain't me.
He got on my nerves.
Oh yeah, that's
and
menopause.
Then the heat.
Yeah, okay.
And then
don't touch me. I'm hot.
Oh my
sweating. Oh yeah. Okay.
I mean, I love him to death, and I love having, that's my man and everything. But boy, menopause changed down things.
Why is menopause? How many years ago?
40. I started at 48 years old.
And what are you now?
53. And you still get on my nerves.
And it still hasn't stopped.
It ain't stopped yet. I'll take off this wig in a minute. Chilling. It's hot. Can't take the sun. Can't.
Intimacy. I don't know. You get it when you get it. That's how I say it.
We don't.
We never had a problem.
Yeah. Never. I don't think Darnell care about whether they're in other rooms.
Nah, I'm a stud.
He doesn't care.
Listen, I'm a tiger. I'm a stud. I mean, for me, like I said, Rhonda has always been an attractive woman to me. I've always been like physically, mentally, emotionally attracted to Rhonda. There's like small things that she can do in the house, and I'm instantly attracted to her. Just like so, even this evening, where I park my truck at the house, she has to come down another part of the stairs to the other side of the house, and this is the way she walks. So damn, like that, she looks good. You know what I mean? You do.
Coming down the basement.
Yes, you look good.
She's a pure romance consultant, so she sells intimacy toys and all that. So she's a great rep at what she does. So if you're looking for some intimacy tips and toys and all that, she's the one. So she's like a specialist. So I don't know. You just gotta love your lady. Every time I come in and I look at her, I look at her and I love her. I mean, I drive her crazy. She asks me what I'm looking at, but when I look at her, look, I still see that thing I saw in the club. Every time I look at her.
Spicy part though. I think it's just we don't have any like boundaries. I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Pretty much. Listen, I mean, if the kids are gonna see,
I don't mean like.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I don't.
You said the doors.
I don't mean like threesome. I don't mean none of that. I don't mean none of that. But yeah, I didn't want to like we're on camera, so I didn't want to. But I just wanted to clarify. Yeah, so. I don't mean that, but it's just like there's no, we're not overthinking it. It's just like, okay, you know what I mean? It's not, we're gonna do it on Tuesday or anything. It's just, just go. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it.
Because I'm a stud muffin. I just said it. I'm a tiger.
You gotta do more than a routine to keep this thing, together. To keep me being like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I need something. Like, I know for me, I'm like, what they call it?
She demands it. She makes sure I know. Like, that kiss on the cheek, nope, that ain't it. She gonna tell me. So she makes sure I know what I might think is good ain't good for her. She
think too, because now we don't have no kids in the house. We can run around the house naked, or where I can, and everything. It's so much fun with no kids in the house.
You know you got windows, right?
I shut those.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Before I run around the house, Nick. But
I don't think intimacy is a problem in my marriage, I guess.
No.
Even through the years that we've been too damn long.
I just know you.
It's crucial for Black love, man, especially, the world we're living in. Get this world positive. If we had more Black love, I think it'd be a lot more positivity out here. So that's my spill on Black love. What you got?
All right, so for me, I think Black love is important, not only for, those that love each other, the Black love that loves each other, but for just other people to see that, it's not, dead. Love is still alive and well, and there is hope for people that, are coming up and looking for the right one. And, a lot of times people just hearing from some of my friends, they don't think that, it's real anymore. They don't think that, that there's a chance for love. And just for other people to see that, it works if you work it.
It matters because holding the family together. In our communities, we see so many broken families. And so, I think Black love matters because we were broken in our history anyway. So it matters to keep us together, keep the kids together, keep the family together, keep us on track to do what we need to do to keep us together, especially for our children and for each other. So I think that's why it matters.
I guess nowadays it doesn't seem like Black love is a thing, like a family unit. I guess both of us, with our background and our family, we all came from, divorced or separated families.
My parents were separated at the age when I turned 16.
So me going forward as a male, I wanted to make sure that I had a family unit. And I wanted to show that, to my kids that there is something called Black love. And so far we're doing good.
It ain't perfect.
It's perfect to me.
It ain't perfect, but we doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah, because right now, if you look, people are getting married, and then I don't know what's going on. They're divorced within a year or two. I don't understand why, but I don't know if it's this new era. But for my family, I'm just trying to make sure that they see that there is something called Black family love.
Always been important. It's been important for generations. It's always going to be important. For the thing is with is Black love, and also has to be about Black fathers and Black mothers being together. There's not a lot of that. It's it's getting better. I think it's getting better with Black men being in the house.
Coco.
Coming from a single mother, being raised by a single mother, I think it's important for Black couples to stay together, and just love on each other,
Black love is important for setting examples for other couples, for your family, but Black love is very important to me and my household, primarily because of our children. We want to be able to be good examples of what love is supposed to look like, and not love is supposed to be perfect, or my mom and dad were so happy all the time and they never fought. That's not the point. But solidarity, being able to come together as a team and genuinely loving each other, being able to show that to our children, that they're able to carry it down you know, through the lineage is what they call it, kind of leave a legacy of happiness, of wholesome family. I think that's really important to portray as a Black couple, just because, you know, the media shows us all kinds of things, but it's really important that, you know, we're realistic and that we're showing our family what our values are, our children, so that way they can carry those things along.
Black love is important because for me, Black love is a man, a woman, husband, wife, together, loving each other, raising their family, and, you know, giving back to our community and showing our community what it is to have, like, you know, stable 2-parent households.
It's in our media too. Like when we were doing the questions, I literally was saying to him, when we was growing up, you had TV shows like the Cosby Show. Like you were able to see Black love, whether it was mom got remarried or a mom was married, raising kids, or raising the neighbor's kids. You know, it's not like that anymore.
I mean, with Black love, when you look at just our kids and our communities, especially our kids, it's just that broken family aspect. I don't know how much differently I would have been if I didn't see my parents married for the amount of years that they were married for. Not even just my parents, just in my family. Just knowing how different relationships are not all the same. You know, I think that's why I like shows like the Cosby Show are so just generational and transcendent, because you see that it's like, wow, it's like they're married. And I just think it's just important because we already have so many other stereotypes and things as Black people that we deal with. But that home base is that foundation is huge, and just how we just